GB News star Eamonn Holmes leads tributes as colleague and friend dies. GB News Eamonn Holmes has led the tributes to his colleague James Whale. Eamonn Holmes has offered a heartfelt tribute to his friend and colleague, James Whale, who sadly passed away after a long battle with cancer. The renowned radio host died peacefully at a hospice in Kent on Monday, August 4, aged 74, with his wife Nadine Lamont-Brown by his side, reports The Express. She shared with The Express, "James slipped away very gently this morning. It was a beautiful passing, and he left with a smile on his face." The Daily Express columnist had previously overcome kidney cancer in 2000 despite a 50% survival prognosis, but disclosed 5 years ago that the illness had returned, affecting his brain, lungs, and spine. Whale leaves behind his wife Nadine and son Peter Whale. Holmes took to Instagram to honor the esteemed journalist as the news broke, posting a touching photograph of James with his loving wife. In a poignant message, the father of 4 expressed his condolences online. His post read, "He was my friend since 1986, she was a gift from God to him. This is James Whale's wife Nadine. His pain is now gone. For poor Nadine it is just beginning. Nadine, no one could have done more for him. Thank you prayer emoji." The tribute quickly drew responses from Eamonn's celebrity peers and a multitude of fans, all offering their condolences to James Whale's bereaved family. Louise Palin, a fellow broadcaster, penned a touching tribute. "Another great character has gained his wings. Quick-witted, full of laughter, and always one step ahead. Now the heavens have a new spark of humor and heart. Fly high, you'll be dearly missed prayer emoji." Don Neeson, his colleague at GB News, reflected on his impact, saying, "We all have our guardian angels. James was lucky enough to meet his on earth. Nadine is an amazing woman prayer emoji." Nazanin Ghaffar, another broadcasting peer, expressed her sorrow, "So incredibly sad and heartbreaking. James was always so lovely, fun and kind to me. Rest in peace Whaley." James, who carved out a 52-year career in broadcasting, became known for his confrontational style, often cutting off callers with whom he disagreed, earning him the title of the world's first shock jock, though he arguably never got the credit he deserved for transforming the industry. Reflecting on his approach earlier this year, James remarked, "Having a disagreement is far more entertaining than agreeing all the time. Nobody wants everybody to agree with them, certainly not me, and I should know, I've made an entire career out of it." By the late 1980s, the James Whale radio show had become an iconic fixture on ITV, catapulting him into the limelight. He went on to present on various networks including ITV, Sky, and the BBC, before joining talk radio in 2016. Eamonn Holmes brands late pal James Whale's wife Nadine, "a gift from God," while lauding her devotion, following star's death aged 76. Eamonn Holmes paid tribute to his late friend James Whale's widow Nadine following the shock jock's death aged 76. The star passed away after a battle with kidney cancer. In news announced by Nadine, who told The Express on Monday, "James slipped away very gently this morning. It was a beautiful passing and he left with a smile on his face." Taking to Instagram, Eamonn shared an image of James and Nadine, who he described as a gift from God, before thanking the widow for her devotion. In the caption, he penned, "He was my friend since 1986, she was a gift from God to him. This is James Whale's wife Nadine. His pain is now gone. For poor Nadine it is just beginning. Nadine, no one could have done more for him. Thank you." James has been married to Nadine for 4 years, having tied the knot in 2021, following the death of his first wife Melinda Maxted in 2018. Melinda, who James wed in 1970, passed away after battling stage 4 lung cancer. Mere hours before James's death was announced, the broadcaster's final column was published in which he revealed he was happy to go now and feels at peace after moving into a hospice. Writing for the Daily Express, James revealed he was in a positive headspace as he praised the doctors and nurses at the Heart of Kent Hospice. He explained, "What surprised me most is how much better in myself I feel since finally moving into a hospice near my home in Kent a week or so back. I began to feel better immediately. More positive. I feel at peace here, even though I'm not a religious person. I know I've reached the end of my life but I'm quite sanguine about it. Despite everything, I'm happy to go now and a lot of that is due to the people who work here, because they make dying as peaceful and pain-free as possible." While urging people to take death seriously, James said it's important to discuss your wishes with our loved ones before it's too late or becoming seriously ill. In one final selfless act, James urged his fans to support the hospice as he shared the sheer cost of running the facility. He revealed it cost a staggering £7.4 million last year, in which 80% of the money was obtained through fundraising alone. James said they need £12 billion more to build a new hospice. Praising the staff, James shared an insight into the day-to-day care for patients, revealing they even pass around cocktails and mocktails, as well as running themed events and allowing family pets in for visits. The beloved radio presenter was first diagnosed with cancer in 2000, and doctors predicted he had 3 months to live before he underwent surgery to remove one of his kidneys. The operation proved to be successful, and 6 years later he launched the James Whale Fund for Kidney Cancer, to fund research and raise awareness of the disease. Tragically, his cancer returned in 2020 and it was revealed it had also spread to his spine, brain and lungs. He is survived by wife Nadine and his 2 sons James and Peter. In May, James revealed he was no longer receiving treatment. Speaking on his talk TV show with Ash Gould, he said, "I'm at the end of my cancer journey. There is no treatment I can have anymore. I can't tell you how grateful I am to talk to actually let me on the air and sit next to Ash, which is a real pain in the butt, but I've been doing it for 25 years. James said his recent ill health had taken its toll on him due to a severe bout of flu which led to an intensive care stay over Christmas. Despite his health, James managed to joke, "It might actually be helping me, you never know, so I don't let that cloud my judgment, but on the medication I am on, I'm all over the place. I'm hoping to go on for another few weeks, few months, but as soon as I can't do the show anymore, I won't." GB News Eamonn Holmes shares heartbreak after friend and colleague dies. GB News star Eamonn Holmes has taken to Instagram to share an emotional tribute to his friend and colleague. GB News presenter Eamonn Holmes has delivered a moving tribute to his friend and colleague, James Whale, following the broadcaster's death. The pioneering radio host died peacefully at a Kent hospice on Monday, August 4, aged 74, surrounded by his wife Nadine Lamont-Brown. She revealed to The Express, "James slipped away very gently this morning. It was a beautiful passing, and he left with a smile on his face." The Daily Express columnist had previously battled kidney cancer in 2000 despite being given a 50% survival rate, but disclosed 5 years ago that the illness had returned, affecting his brain, lungs and spine. James leaves behind his wife Nadine and son Peter Whale, reports The Express. The Irish television personality has now honored the cherished journalist on Instagram following the announcement. Posting an endearing photograph of James alongside his devoted wife, Eamonn penned a heartfelt message celebrating his life. He wrote, "He was my friend since 1986, she was a gift from God to him. This is James Whale's wife, Nadine. His pain is now gone. For poor Nadine, it is just beginning. Nadine, no one could have done more for him. Thank you, prayer emoji." Within moments, his celebrity colleagues and devoted followers rushed to the comments section to offer their condolences to his mourning family. Broadcaster Louise Palin wrote, "Another great character has gained his wings. Quick-witted, full of laughter, and always one step ahead. Now the heavens have a new spark of humor and heart. Fly high, you'll be dearly missed, prayer emoji." GB News colleague Don Neeson commented, "We all have our guardian angels. James was lucky enough to meet his on earth. Nadine is an amazing woman, prayer emoji." Broadcaster Nazanin Ghaffar expressed, "It's so incredibly sad and heartbreaking. James was always so lovely, fun, and kind to me. Rest in peace, Whaley." Throughout his 52-year broadcasting journey, James gained notoriety for abruptly disconnecting callers he clashed with, essentially pioneering the shock jock format, though perhaps never receiving the full credit he merited for transforming radio. He remarked earlier this year, "Having a disagreement is far more entertaining than agreeing all the time. Nobody wants everybody to agree with them, certainly not me, and I should know, I've made an entire career out of it." By the late 1980s, the James Whale program had evolved into a broadcasting sensation, transmitting every weekend on ITV. The radio icon subsequently established himself as a recognizable figure, presenting programs across ITV, Sky, and the BBC, before joining Talk Radio in 2016.